The Redmi Note 6 Pro recently arrived in India, and to be honest, most of us were rather disappointed. I mean, it's just not exciting as, say, the Redmi Note 5 Pro. But does that make the Redmi Note 6 Pro a bad phone or a phone you shouldn't buy? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com and this is our Redmi Note 6 Pro review. Before we start, let me tell you that this video has been sponsored by Capes, which brings some high quality and good looking skins for smartphones, laptops, headphones and a lot more. I'll talk more about Capes skins later on, so stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about the Redmi Note 6 Pro. So we've all established that the new Redmi Note 6 Pro is a minor upgrade to the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but what difference does the minor upgrades make? Well, let's start with the design and build, where the biggest change is this huge notch here, which I'm not a fan of. Sure, it gives the phone a more modern look, but next to the Realme U1, which has the trendy new teardrop notch, the Redmi Note 6 Pro looks a little bland. Anyway, so what does the new notch feature? Well, it includes the new dual camera setup, the very dim notification LED and the usual sensors. There's no IR face unlock or a front camera flash in this huge notch, so that's a little disappointing. However, there's one positive that this big notch brings, and that's the bigger display. It's a 6.26-inch IPS LCD display here, and it's as good as it gets in this price range. Sure, I would have liked Gorilla Glass 6 or at least 5, but the display quality here is on point. It's vibrant, it gets decently bright, and the colors seem natural too. It's definitely a great display for a budget smartphone. Coming back to the build quality, there's one more change here, and that's the P2I coating for splash resistance, which is a nice addition. This means that the Redmi Note 6 Pro should be fine with occasional spills or splashes, so that's great to have, especially for a budget phone. Apart from that, the Note 6 Pro is pretty much the same as the Note 5 Pro. You get the usual buttons, the decently fast fingerprint scanner on the back, the hybrid SIM slot, the IR blaster and the headphone jack on top, and the dated microUSB port on the bottom. So the Redmi Note 6 Pro has most of the things covered, but even with all of that, I just find the design of the Note 6 Pro a little bland. And that's because this Xiaomi design just seems a little stagnant now. Our Redmi Note 6 Pro looks good though, and that's thanks to this nice skin from Capes. This is the brand new Black Matrix skin from Cape, and it makes the phone look premium while protecting it against scratches. This also offers a nice grip, so holding the phone is definitely better with this skin. These skins use high quality 3M materials which will not leave any residue behind, so that's cool. Capes offers a lot of other great high quality skins, and as you can see, they all look really good. Cape skins are available for almost all popular phones, laptops, headphones and more at prices starting at just Rs 399. Plus, Beebom subscribers can get a discount of 10% by using the code Beebom. So what are you waiting for? Check out Cape skins from the link in the description below. Moving on to the other upgrades in the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and that's the cameras. So the Redmi Note 5 Pro had some great cameras. So how does the improved 12 plus 5 megapixel dual camera setup on the Note 6 Pro fare? Well, it's pretty good. So I've been taking a lot of pictures from the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and as we saw in our first impressions video, it's clearly better than the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Be it in daytime or low light, the Redmi Note 6 Pro just captures photos with more detail, sharpness and higher dynamic range. Yes, some low light photos have a little noise, but for a budget phone, these photos are great. The portrait mode too seems improved, with photos having better colors and better background blur. The edge detection is still finicky though, but it's not bad, so I'll take it. Plus, you can now adjust the background blur, so that's pretty handy. There's also the new light trails feature that lets you turn the blur into different kinds of artistic light trails. There's also studio lighting effects, which is fun, but it messes up the edge detection, so I'm not a fan of it. Well, overall, the rear cameras of the Redmi Note 6 Pro are definitely best in class, and even when compared to the competition, the Redmi Note 6 Pro is just better in almost all scenarios, which is definitely impressive. Things do get a little disappointing on the video front since there's no 4K or 1080p at 60fps support. But the 1080p at 30fps videos are decent enough. Here, look at this. As you can see, the video quality is decent and things are pretty stable thanks to EIS. Moving on to the front, there's a big upgrade to the selfie camera as well. Now there's two cameras on the front, and the selfies from the Redmi Note 6 Pro definitely look improved. The details are better and the colors look good. I would have liked better edge detection in portrait mode and better dynamic range, but I think it's fairly good. When compared to the competition, the Realme U1 with its really nice selfie camera manages to capture better selfies on some occasions, while the Note 6 Pro manages to take better photos on other occasions. So I'd say the selfie cameras on the Note 6 Pro are decent enough. I mean, they're definitely a good improvement and they are definitely on par with the competition. To sum things up on the camera front, the Redmi Note 6 Pro takes some great photos. Yes, things aren't as positive on the video front, but overall, if you ask me, I'd say that the Redmi Note 6 Pro has the best cameras in the sub rupees 15,000 pricing, and that's really great. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the upgrades in the Note 6 Pro. Everything else remains the same from the Note 5 Pro. So the specs remain the same too. The Redmi Note 6 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 636 with up to 6 gigs of RAM. When it comes to the benchmarks, the phone does not manage to beat the Helio P70 on the Realme U1 or the Snapdragon 660 on the Realme U2 Pro. But when it comes to the real world performance, the Note 6 Pro is pretty solid. I've been using the Note 6 Pro's 4GB variant and so far it's proven to be a very reliable smartphone. I haven't faced any lags or slowdowns even when I have multiple apps or games open in this phone. So that's commendable and it's not surprising because even the Note 5 Pro till date remains a pretty snappy phone. The same goes for the gaming performance as well. Games like Asphalt 9 and PUBG run nicely on the Note 6 Pro. I mean, sure, there's the occasional lag and the graphics aren't up there with the high-end phones, but the performance is fairly smooth and that's what really matters when it comes to budget phones. On the software front, the Redmi Note 6 Pro comes with MIUI 10 on top of Android 8.1 Oreo, which is a little disappointing because Android Pie has been here for quite some time now. Anyway, MIUI 10 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro is as good as ever. You get all the usual MIUI features like the native app locker, themes, second space, dual apps and a lot more. I especially like the new recent screen in MIUI 10 with its unique design makes app switching a little faster. I also like the navigation gestures here, which is well implemented and something you can get used to. Lastly, there's also face unlock in MIUI 10 which is fairly fast, just the way I like it. So if you're someone who likes MIUI 10 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro will not disappoint you at all. Next up, the Redmi Note 6 Pro comes with the same 4000 mAh battery with Quick Charge 3.0 support. Talking about the battery performance first, the Note 6 Pro's massive battery manages to last long, even with its bigger display. Starting the day at 100%, I would end the day at around 40% even with moderate to heavy usage, which includes some gaming, camera usage, calls, social media, texting and some web browser. Well, you can trust the Note 6 Pro to last you more than a day on most occasions. When it comes to charging, the Redmi Note 6 Pro supports Quick Charge 3.0, but like the Redmi Note 5 Pro, there's still no fast charger in the box. With a 5V 2A charger in the box, the Note 6 Pro goes from 10 to 100% in around 2 hours 15 minutes, which is not too bad, but we also tested things out with a fast charger. With a fast charger, the Redmi Note 6 Pro went from 10 to 100% in around 2 hours, so it's not a huge difference really. But yeah, if you want slightly faster charging, you'll have to buy a fast charger separately. Lastly, on the connectivity front, the Redmi Note 6 Pro has you pretty much covered. There's dual SIM with dual 4G VoLTE support, Bluetooth 5.0 and support for both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi networks. Also, a lot of you guys wanted to know if the Redmi Note 6 Pro had the Widevine L1 license. Well, it does not, so no, you won't be able to watch HD videos on Netflix and Prime Video on the Note 6 Pro. Well, that's pretty much it when it comes to our Redmi Note 6 Pro review, and the big question here is, should you buy the Redmi Note 6 Pro at Rs 14,000? Well, the answer is yes, for now. Let me explain. Okay, so it's pretty clear that the Redmi Note 6 Pro isn't as exciting as the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but if you look past that, you'll see that the Note 6 Pro is a solid budget smartphone. It takes the strong points of the Redmi Note 5 Pro like the reliable performance, great battery life, and adds some nice improvements like the even better camera performance and the new notched larger display. Yes, the design is a little boring, there's still no 4K support or fast charger in the box, but these aren't necessarily deal breakers. So if you're looking for a solid all-around budget smartphone right now, I will recommend you to go for the Redmi Note 6 Pro. However, there are some alternatives as well. There's the Realme U1, whose review we are working on, and the Realme 2 Pro, which bring faster processors and a more premium looking design. Although they do fall short on the camera front and they have ColorOS, which is not something many people like. Also, if you can wait, the ZenFone Max Pro M2 is coming soon, and from what we have seen in the teasers and leaks, the ZenFone Max Pro M2 will bring a more premium design and a faster processor along with stock Android. So the Redmi Note 6 Pro is going to face some really tough competition in the coming days, and if you're in no hurry, I suggest you to wait because things are about to get more interesting. Well, that was our review of the Redmi Note 6 Pro, but if you still have any more questions on the phone, just comment below and we'll make sure to answer them for the first 1 hour. So comment below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who have been confused about buying the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.